Teisha Bader with Shalom TV's News Update. Israel's Defense Minister Ehud Barak today acknowledged Israel's offensive cyberspace operations for the first time. Barak made his statements at a conference on cyber warfare at Tel Aviv University, days after the IDF revealed that it uses cyberspace to conduct offensive military operations. Barak stated that Israel's cyber capabilities regarding defensive actions were more important in order to prevent damage, but that both defensive and offensive components existed, further saying that Israel is, quote, working to be a world leader in cyber capabilities, in the defense establishment and in the civil sector. The Israel Police Department declared a high alert today following several right-wing riots over the voting down of the settlement regulation bill, which you may have seen reported on IBA News, which would have retroactively legalized the West Bank Opana outpost. Several riots followed the announcement of the bill's demise, and 5 people were detained by police. Police Commissioner Yochanan Danino promised that order will be maintained. Later in the evening in Israel, Housing and Construction Minister Ariel Atias announced that his ministry would approve the construction of 551 new housing units in the West Bank, specifically in Ariel, Ma'ale Adumim, Adam, Efrat, and Kiryat Arba. This is in addition to the 300 units Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had already promised to build in Beit El following the evacuation of the aforementioned Opana outpost. A rocket was fired into Israel from the Gaza Strip today, landing in the open areas in Ashkelon. No injuries or damages were reported. Ynet reports that French police said today that they've detained 2 suspects in connection with a violent anti-Semitic attack that occurred this weekend on 3 Jewish youths in Lyon, but that the main perpetrator of the assault was still at large. The 2 were placed under formal arrest after turning themselves in to police today. The U.S. House Foreign Affairs Human Rights Subcommittee is holding a hearing today regarding New York businessman Jacob Ostreicher, who is being held in a Bolivian jail without charges being filed against him. Ostreicher, who is a Hasidic Jew from Brooklyn, has been on a hunger strike for almost 2 months, which he says he will continue until he's either put on trial to defend himself against money laundering charges or released on bail. Ostreicher belonged to a group of investors led by Swiss investor Andre Zolti that put $25 million into growing rice in Bolivia. Ostreicher was arrested a year ago by Bolivian police and denies all allegations of ties to drug trafficking or money laundering, which the first judge handling his case alleged. U.S. lawmakers and Ostreicher's family believe that the U.S. State Department has not provided an adequate response to Ostreicher's detention, and the hearing today will address that concern. Veteran Jewish Democratic Representative Steve Rothman lost his primary election bid yesterday against another incumbent, Representative Bill Pascrell. Rothman, who served the 9th District in northeastern New Jersey since 1997, conceded last night and said he would not run for political office in the foreseeable future. Pascrell now faces Jewish celebrity author Rabbi Shmuley Boteach, who won the Republican nomination yesterday. Rothman, who was strongly pro-Israel, sat on the Armed Services Subcommittee of the U.S. House of Representatives Appropriations Committee and helped pass increased funding for Israel's missile defenses. The National Jewish Democratic Council said it was saddened by Rothman's loss, with a statement from NJDC President and CEO David Harris saying, quote, "As a Jewish Democrat, Rothman has long been a champion for the Democratic platform and the Jewish community's agenda. He has done a remarkable amount to strengthen the relationship between the United States and Israel." Staying with politics, 2 veteran Jewish lawmakers will be facing each other in the Democratic primary. Incumbents Representatives Brad Sherman and Howard Berman will face off in November after winning the 1st and 2nd slot in a primary race in a suburban Los Angeles district yesterday. Both candidates are seen as solidly pro-Israel, although Berman is seen to have an advantage in that he is a ranking member of the U.S. House of Representatives Foreign Affairs Committee and has helped pass Iran sanctions. Jacob Wertheimer, the son of Kalia Ali Wertheimer and Spencer Wertheimer, was bar mitzvahed last month at Congregation Rodef Shalom in Philadelphia, in front of 150 people, including his grandfather, legendary boxer Muhammad Ali. Ali's daughter, who was raised Muslim and whose husband is Jewish, told the Sweet Science Boxing News website that, quote, no one put any pressure on Jacob to believe one way or another. He chose this on his own because he felt a kinship with Judaism and Jewish culture. She had told the Ali biographer Thomas Hauser that though her father raised his children Muslim, he was, quote, supportive in every way. And that's Shalom TV's news update. I'm Teisha Bader.